People flock to this amazing pyramid to hear it sing. Watch. In a second, I'm going to face that staircase and clap my hands. And when I do, you're going to hear an echo, but not just of my clapping hands. Listen. Did you hear that? It sounds like the call of a jungle bird. Listen again. Cool, huh? For years, acoustical engineers and archaeologists have argued over whether the eerie echo is there by design or is just an architectural accident. One of those acoustical engineers is David Lubman. He started coming to the Temple of Kukulkan back in 1998, doing his best to record and analyze the strange-sounding echo. Now, after all those years of experimentation, Lubman has reached a conclusion.
My own feeling as an avocational archaeologist is that it was noticed, it was used, and that in all likelihood it was intentional.
If Lubman is correct, the first question I have is this just any old bird call we're hearing here? Or does it belong to some specific species? And if so, then which one is it? And why?
When the Mesoamericans were first experimenting with building outdoor temples of every shape and size, the only one that seemed to reward them with the approval of the gods were the temples with the long outdoor staircase, because with those temples, a hand clap would be rewarded with the sound that they would recognize of the messenger of the gods, the Quetzal.
In the United States, of course, we Americans revere the bald eagle. It's the symbol of our country. Well, among the Maya, the Quetzal bird had the same powerful meaning, except 1,000,000 times more so. The Quetzal was the living and breathing representation of the Maya's most sacred god, Quetzalcoatl, also known as Kukulkan, or the feathered snake. Killing a Quetzal was a crime punishable by death. The Quetzal's body proper is only about 14 inches long, but its extraordinary tail feathers, its coverts, make it appear to be more than 2 feet long. And because of that, a flying Quetzal does indeed resemble a serpent, or Kukulkan. The other question I have about Lubman's theory is how? If he's right that this sound effect is deliberate, then how exactly is it accomplished? What features did the Maya build into this pyramid to make it sound like a Quetzal bird?
Basically, if you imagine each of the 91 stairs on a staircase and consider the vertex where the riser of the stair connects with the tread, and consider the line as a reflecting line, now you have an array of sound scatterers, and your hand clap scatters from each of those 91 points, but at different times. The sound that is returned to us from these point scatterers is not always the same, but the time between reflections slowly increases. The closest steps have the shortest time between reflections, but then when we get reflections from the upper steps, it sounds to us as if the tone is declining in frequency. Pew! And so that's how a staircase can sound like a downward chirp.
And just how closely does the pyramid's downward chirp resemble the sound made by the much venerated Quetzal?
I compared the sound of the chirping bird in the cloud forest with the chirp echo from the pyramid, and to my great astonishment, it matched. Not only did it sound much like that, even after all these centuries, but when I looked at the sonogram, it even matched on the sonogram.
This is the downward chirp sound created by the echo of a hand clap. Its sonogram is on the left. Next is the actual chirp of a Quetzal bird. Its sonogram is on the right. As you can see, the patterns are virtually identical. The Whispering Ball Court